This segment of Panther Sports Talk is brought to you by Lincoln Savings Bank, at home in Iowa, at work for you.
Welcome back to Panther Sports Talk. We're joined with UNI assistant football coach, former Panther player, and an 11-year NFL player, Bryce Paup. Bryce, glad to welcome you to the UNI campus. First, just how exciting is it to be back at your alma mater as a football coach?
It's different. It's kind of like an old pair of jeans that fit comfortably. You come back, and it's exciting to see that they're keeping the tradition up and winning, and there's excitement about the football team, and it's just nice to be a part of it.
As a football alum, seeing the team go to the national championship game, all the success that it's had in the last 10 years, what's that mean to you as a football alum?
Well, it's always nice to be able to brag about your alma mater, because, well, where'd you go to school? And then you're a laughing stock. Even though I didn't go to a big school, UNI is respected in the NFL ranks and other colleges. So it's nice to have that ability to kind of brag on them.
Now, when you were a player here at UNI, Coach Farley just got done with his playing career. He was on staff and was a positions coach. Talk about some similarities that you maybe remember from 20 years ago.
Well, it's nice to see some things never change. The intensity and the passion for the game. And that's, to me, the best qualities that he has. You got to have passion for what you're doing, and you got to be attention to detail. So that's why he's been successful.
And working with him now, were there times when you were a player you remember working with him, and did that make the decision to come back to UNI easier?
Yeah, it did, and they're winning tradition, and plus I wanted to get into the coaching, the college coaching ranks, and it's always nice to go back or to work for someone you have familiarity with. It makes it a little easier transition, and so it just happened to work out that it worked for both of us.
Drafted in 1990 by the Green Bay Packers. After your career, that's where you called it, where you call home. But how do you use your NFL playing days to help you as an assistant coach now?
There's a lot of things. First thing is influence. Because you played in the NFL automatically gives you influence with the kids. And so I use that to the full extent, because there are things that we've experienced that they haven't, and they're looking to get to that point, a lot of them. Some of them maybe not, but most kids do aspire to get to that point. And some of the techniques and things that I learned over the years, and since then, I keep up on things, and it's nice to be able to bring something to them that they wouldn't automatically know. And I can see some of the wheels spinning in their head when I'm telling them how to do things, and they're like, wow, it's like the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's just it's just things that I learned and I take for granted, but it's nice to be able to help them.
How much attention do you see from the kids if you start telling them about some NFL stories or relating it to your NFL days?
I try not to use that because no one wants to hear about how good you were. So I try to relate it to other people that I know from the NFL or guys that I know today. Because no one wants to hear what you used to be. But if they ask me a question, I'll talk about my experiences. But other than that, I try not to use it. Just let them, they know my history, and they don't need to have it keep thrown in their face. But I will use experiences from time to time, stories if applicable, or if someone asks me about it.
And your experience recently, head coach at Southwest High School in Green Bay, you had back-to-back 10-win seasons. Talk a little bit about your coaching style. How would you describe yourself in a practice or even a game setting?
I'm pretty level-headed. I am passionate about winning a game. Once a whistle blows, I want to win the game, but not at all costs. It's got to be fair within the rules and be a good sportsman. I don't know. I just want to see the kids do well. And so, my philosophy is, I'm more of a player's coach. I've had coaches that aren't like that. I didn't flourish under it. And that's who I am. I just talk to them person to person. I give them respect. I expect respect back. And as long as we can have that kind of relationship, then I think I'm doing my job and they're learning.
And Coach, this spring working with the defensive line to get ready for that fall camp before the season begins in August. Do you like the strides you're able to make here this spring?
Yeah, you know, it's always tough to break them of old habits, and it's going to take a while, but you know, it's good to see them starting to get better. And you know, for me, you know, when they make a big play, you know, that's when I get excited, you know, because hey, they just figured it out, and they're using some of the stuff that I taught them to make plays, and that's always fulfilling to me.
All right, Bryce, thanks a lot for joining us. Good luck come this fall season. We've got an update on the offensive progress this spring coming up later in our show. We'll be back with more Panther Sports Talk right after this.